All right. I have a couple of different exercises that I think are useful for you to think about. These are just giving a couple of examples of study design and then having you recognize important things about the design and telling me, or telling yourself, I guess, as it were, what type of test is appropriate here. So what I'm going to do is just let you pause it, read this for yourself, and then I will give you the answers here. But just remember that recognizing these things probably will be useful for exams and certainly will be useful as you are writing up your results and making decisions about the type of test that's appropriate for your study too. All right, so pause if you would like, then I will give you the answers. All right, the independent variable here is the size of crowd or number of people that are around in Jose's study. It is a categorical variable because it is these four separate conditions: alone in a room, 5 people, 10 people, or 20 people. Not continuous. If it were continuous, maybe it would be like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and all the way up to 100 people or something like that. But these are pretty distinct groups that don't have, a meaningful relationship between the different parts of the variable, basically. This is manipulated between subjects because he's randomly assigning people to one and only one of the groups. The dependent variable is the time it takes people to complete 10 puzzles. It is continuous because it's a amount of time. It is a ratio because it's starting at 0 and going up second by second, presumably. And for this, because he is using more than 2 groups, he's got a categorical IV and a continuous DV, and he's manipulating it between subjects. The appropriate test for this would be a one-way independent groups ANOVA. Okay, for this next one, I'll give you a chance to pause it. All right, the answers for this one, for Felicity's test is, she is using a categorical independent variable, and you'll notice the number of levels is just 2. She has 2 different rooms that differ in lighting, fluorescent or incandescent. So type of lighting is the IV. It's categorical with 2 groups. It is manipulated within subjects because she assigns people randomly for which room to start in, but she has people use both rooms. So this one is within subjects or repeated measures because everybody is doing both of the independent variable conditions. The dependent variable is a mood score on 1 to 100, so that would be a continuous variable. It's not just like a discrete type of response. It is a response on a continuous type of scale. And the appropriate test for this one, there's, remember, 2 categorical independent variable groups, and she's using within subjects designs, so a repeated measures t-test, or within subjects t-test would be the appropriate test here. All right, so I'll give you a second to pause and read this one about Derek, and I'll give you the answers. Derek's design here, he is manipulating the different type of program that people are getting, instruction to be better problem solvers or worse problem solvers. This is again a categorical independent variable. There are just 2 groups. He's manipulating it between subjects because he's randomly assigning people to one or the other different group, not both. The dependent variable is a continuous score on a 40-item problem-solving exercise. And because of all of this, the appropriate statistic here would be an independent groups t-test. Everybody's in different groups, and there are only 2 of them to compare for that continuous dependent variable.